As bad as it gets, that is the stark warning from the Rural Fire Service in New South Wales today as Tuesday dawns. Catastrophic fire danger warnings in place for large swathes of eastern coastal New South Wales, Greater Sydney, all the way out to Katoomba, the Hunter region to the north and the Illawarra region for the south. It is the first time the rating has been used for Sydney, and anyone who lives near the bush or fire-prone areas is being told to leave before conditions get dangerous. A week-long state of emergency has been declared in New South Wales, and almost 600 schools and TAFE colleges will be closed today, affecting around 100,000 students. The Army is on standby to evacuate people by air if necessary. Here's what the state's Rural Fire Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons had to say a short time ago.
Fortunately, yesterday, none of our fires escalated to the emergency warning level. However, given the extreme, severe and catastrophic conditions forecast across large areas of New South Wales, we're certainly not expecting that to be the case today. We've already got significant fires burning up on the north coast of New South Wales. A number of those fires are exceeding 100,000 hectares alone. You're talking about a 1,000-kilometre fire edge perimeter. So far this season, we've burnt more than 1 million hectares as a result of these fires. Last year, the entire fire season in New South Wales burnt only 280,000 hectares. We are talking significant fires already across New South Wales, and under catastrophic conditions, fires that start and take hold will grow and develop extremely quickly and become large fires very, very easily. Obviously, as we said yesterday, under the catastrophic conditions, not being in bushfire-prone areas is clearly the safest option. Leaving early and leaving well ahead of any fire in your area is the safest option. Safest options might include going to a local shopping centre, going into town where you're not in the bushfire-prone area. We've deliberately closed parks, we've deliberately closed open areas. It's all in the interest of safety. And as I say, all the state resources are available today and on standby to assist.
Rural Fire Service Commissioner in New South Wales, Shane Fitzsimmons, telling it as it is there. Let's take you back to that headquarters. Richard Davies is there for us this morning. And to the north of me in Taree, about an hour up the road, Port Macquarie, where we find our colleague Emma Siossian. There are multiple fires burning in the mid-northern part of New South Wales. Let's start with you again, Richard, at RFS headquarters. Gee, he wasn't sugarcoating the situation, was he?
No, certainly not. They're taking this very seriously because, as you mentioned, this catastrophic warning has never been issued before in the Greater Sydney area, and this is something that the RFS really wants to get across, that this isn't just scaremongering. This is really wanting people to be aware of the situation and just how bad that it is likely to be when these conditions change, especially later in the afternoon. Those winds are going to come in. That southerly change will fan any flames that come across, and of course the weather's going to be 38 degrees. It's a really tense time ahead, but what you can see behind me is the nerve centre of the RFS. This is where everything happens. This is where all the decisions are made. There are representatives here from all over. We've got the ambulance service, we've got the police service, the SES. There's also people from the electricity companies. So if any decision has to be made about cutting power, any decision has to be made about rescues, it's all done here. All the latest information as well is on the screens telling you how many bushfires are happening. Currently, there are 54 active fires across New South Wales. About 35 of those are uncontained at the moment. There's also video screens that show live images coming from traffic cameras. There'll also be representatives from fire services from across Australia, Victoria, Tasmania. They're all working together as liaison, as getting that information from the fire grounds directly into this centre, and so that then that information can be given out to people as they need it.
Emma Siossian in Port Macquarie. I'm just down the coast from you in Taree, and I tell you what, it is getting smokier and smokier here. Ash is falling from the sky. A lot of fires burning around here, a lot of fires burning around where you are as well. What is the latest situation on the ground in Port Macquarie?
Yes, as you say, also very smoky here in Port Macquarie. We're standing on a lookout just in front of the main town beach and the river area that runs in near the town centre. Normally there'd be clear sweeping views up the coast behind me, but it's quite hard to make out a lot of detail this morning as the smoke is quite thick over the town, and that is from all those fires that are burning to the south, west and north of here.
Okay, and what preparations are being put in place in and around Port Macquarie?
Yes, today, particularly to the west of the major Pacific Highway here, there's fears that the fires there could spread quite quickly towards the coast. So a lot of people in those areas are being advised to either have their properties well prepared or to leave while it's safe, move into more built-up areas closer to the coast where it's considered more safe, because with those strong winds, the fires can move so quickly, as we've seen over past days. Residents in the area, I think there was a lot of nervous anticipation, particularly ahead of today with the forecast bad conditions. They've used the easing conditions of the past couple of days to further prepare properties. A lot of people were home from work or kids were off school, you know, even before today, just to make sure that they had their properties as safe as they could be. And there's been a real rallying among local communities of support, people providing food, care packages to the Rural Fire Service volunteers, businesses and pubs donating things and offering places for people to go, even if they're unable to reach other evacuation centres. So certainly a difficult time, but it is these times that often bring smaller communities in our areas together.
They are indeed. We wish you all the best up there. Emma, stay safe. And Richard Davies at RFS headquarters, thank you for the latest there. So, Lisa, as I said, it is getting very, very smoky here, and perhaps our team can bring it up as I speak. I think the starkest graphic indication of what might face lots of people today has been put out by the Rural Fire Service as well. And just next to some stables where people are bringing their horses for safety as well is a map showing where not only the fires are burning, but also where, if these strong winds really pick up, they could spread in an easterly direction. And we are talking about fire spreading right to, I guess, the verges of places like Coffs Harbour, like Nambucca Heads, like Port Macquarie in the mid-north coast of New South Wales if those winds develop today, and certainly if the winds change in a horrible direction once those southerly winds rip through the New South Wales coast starting from late this afternoon, early evening tonight.
Yeah, we're looking at that map now, Michael. There's so much of it that is unpredictable, even though they can predict that southerly change coming through. But there is, parts of today that they're just not going to know. And it's why they're giving out all these warnings. We've been talking again about that mobile phone app, Fires Near Me, that they're suggesting people get onto. We'll come back and speak to you in a little while, Michael. Thanks for all your great reporting there.